After pursuing the charges for several years, a panel of senior and expert prosecutors was appointed to evaluate the case docket. They later reached the conclusion that there was no prima facie case to be made against the accused, and therefore no prospect of a successful prosecution. The DA's Glenys Breitenberg, herself a seasoned prosecutor, says this should not be the end of this case. Those who instituted the charges must themselves face the full might of the law, she says.
What has happened here is that Pillay, Van Lochrenberg and Van Rensburg were persecuted. They were prosecuted by certain elements within the National Prosecuting Authority whose evaluation of what can only be described as a flimsy docket was such that that they decided to place a matter on the roll and then drag it out for years, thereby impoverishing these three men, submitting them to public and private humiliation, destroying their families and their family lives. And there must be consequences for that kind of thing.
Breitenberg says this is a miscarriage of justice that can simply undermine the rule of law and the integrity of the NPA if left unpunished.
Them having done this, and everybody knows who they are, it's not very difficult. It's a small grouping within the NPA who have driven this and other prosecutions like it, consequences must now be visited upon them. One of Shamila Batohi's jobs is simply that, to rid the NPA of those kinds of elements, but also publicly to demonstrate that there are consequences for that kind of abuse of power.
She says there are other similar cases that has no legal basis which are supposed to be dealt with. Manelisi Tubase, SABC News, Parliament.